The Irrational Confidence Podcast. Oregon versus Oregon State. They are going to be in Corvallis, Oregon. We love Corvallis, Oregon. It is a great place. But folks, don't worry about it. We're not closet Oregon State fans, and that's another inside joke if you haven't been watching this for a long time. But at time of record, Oregon is a 16.5-point road favorite. A lot of road favorites right now here, fresh. Opened up at 14, now up to 16.5. Over under is set at 50 and a half there. Oregon is they've survived both games. They've looked okay offensively. I think people were expecting something more, but I don't know. What do you got with Oregon State?
Well, at Oregon State, most of those players at that school from last year either got drafted or transferred out. And I don't blame them for that. Their coach left too, and their conference dissolved. So I really have no virtue barometer on what the Beavers bring in right now. They're more of like they're a Mountain West, mid-tier Mountain West team, MAC team, Conference USA kind of squad. Because whoever was on that roster that had any Salt, Damian Martinez, or some other players, they all bolted and ran. So I don't know what to really truly get from that Oregon State football team. Yes, they're undefeated. They're 2-0. Congratulations on your success, but you're not the Oregon State from last year. You're not the Oregon State from the year before. It's a different kind of situation there. Oregon side, if not now, when? You have skated by barely these past two games. You got super lucky versus Oregon State. If you don't show up and do what you're supposed to do offensively, Dylan Gabriel, supposed to be, chucking all, you have a chance of finishing second all time pass yards, maybe even first if you pick up the pace. Where's the air attack? Where are these big receivers? Where is, Evan Stewart? Where is Tez Johnson? Jordan James in the backfield. They're not putting up the yards. They're not putting up touchdowns, putting up points at a high rate. And even more alarming, Dan Lanning, you were brought there to build the defense. They have not played defense. Their defense has been out of successful with Colorado's defense, and that says a lot. When is Mateo Ungale going to show up and make a play? When is all those defensive line recruits you brought in the past few years, transfer portal or from high school? When are they going to show up? Jabbar Muhammad at corn, what is he going to do? When are you guys going to start, stepping up your play? When is it time to turn the light on and get going? I personally thought it would have been last week versus Boise State. Ashton Jency still threw down 3 touchdowns on you. You can't just turn it on and turn it off. You have to turn it on and keep building it. Because before you know it, Big Ten play is going to show up, and you're going to have to be ready. October 12th will be here very, very soon, and the Ohio State Buckeyes will be coming out to Austin Stadium. If you haven't worked out some of your kinks by then, you're going to be in trouble. If you ever start really doubting your program, where before coming into the year, we were saying, oh, Oregon's a lock. They're going to be the 1 seed or the 2 seed. They're going to be playing for the national championship against one team. This roster's loaded. I understand building over the course of the season, but right now, you're not really building. You're sort of surviving the first 2 games. We have not seen a solid effort for 4 quarters. I need to see 4 quarters from you versus Oregon State here today. This upcoming week. To really, all right, Oregon settled. They've got through some kinks. They've worked through it. Because if you start in 3 weeks of choppy play, it's going to linger like an odor in the locker room. It's going to start hanging around the team, and eventually you're going to get caught. And it's not going to be at the right time where we'll be able to catch up with it. It's going to be at the wrong time where it's going to expose you. So you've got to get yourself settled. You've got to figure it out. Offensive line, got to get squared. Dylan Gabriel, got to get squared. And we're also maybe starting to see, Bo Nix is a lot better for that program, maybe covered up a lot of things for that offensive line and those receivers that maybe we were actually noticed before. And he made a lot of things happen for him. This is a big testament game for Dan Lanning. It's a rivalry game. You've owned it lately. But you just got to come out here and just body them. You've got to body bag the Oregon State Beavers. They're no longer in a conference. They're whatever they are. Do not let them hang around, because if you lose to Oregon State when they're in the Pac-2, people are going to remember that. Yeah, it's September, but that's a loss that people will remember. Just like the Northern Illinois loss, people will remember that for Notre Dame. People will remember this one if you don't come out there and take care of business. So focus, buck up, and don't play for clicks like you said last year. Play for wins and get it done. I think Oregon does take care of business. I'm not going to say they're going to be a resounding effort because they haven't shown me anything to build off that, but I think they win by at least 10.
Fresh, you bring up an interesting point with Oregon State here. You said that everyone is either been drafted or transferred out of there. Guys like DJU, Aiden Childs, a bunch of people came out of there. And I was just thinking more and more about this. What if that's what's galvanized the team? What if it's just a group of guys who all they have is because think about it. This team doesn't have anything else but each other in this moment. Like
just
right
like Little
now,
Giants?
Yeah, a little bit like that. I'm almost thinking a little more like Major League, where it's just a collection of players. But think about this for a second. This team, Oregon State, doesn't have a conference. They really have no future revenue with what's going to be coming in to help support their athletic program. They're trying their darndest to get into the Mountain West or make some new like Pac-12 type of conference in there. Maybe that's what these guys need, because as you're saying, like all of the name guys that were at Oregon State are long gone now. And sometimes, especially, you don't ever know what's going to truly motivate a kid, especially an 18, 19, 20-year-old kid. What if that's it? And again, I wouldn't blame the coaching staff for doing that. I probably would do the same thing if I was the head coach in Corvallis. I would bring all of those players there, and I would say that almost pull my greatest Lou Brown speech out of my backside here and say, listen, the entire country thinks that we're one of the worst teams. Whether or not that's true is up to us to decide on that part. They don't think we're any good because everyone's left us. We've lost our head coach. We've lost our conference. We've lost everything. Like a team is the most dangerous. A person is the most dangerous when they have nothing left to lose but everything else in the world to gain and fight for. I think that maybe these actions that have led up has galvanized Oregon State just a little bit. Now, I think sheer talent, Oregon is better. Head and shoulders better. Oregon will probably win this football game. I give it a 97.5% chance of happening. But you're right there, Fresh. Oregon hasn't shown me anything to like lock it in. Boom, you can win on talent alone, man. You guys, you can shake your legs off coming off the bus, and you're going to outrun and boat race any team that steps onto the field with you. That's what makes me a little leery in this game, because it's in Corvallis. This group has something to prove. They don't like Oregon, one, because they're the rival, two, they're one of the people that they're going to point the finger at and say, you're the reason we don't have a conference anymore. You're the problem. They're going to wind up, I think, giving Oregon everything they can deal with. I would sit there, I would take Oregon State in the points because I'm getting, I think, 16 and a half right now.
16 and a half.
Yeah, give me the Oregon State 16 and a half. Oregon wins nail biter of a game.
If it's a day and landing kind of thing. Obviously, we talked about this before. You've had 3 matchups versus the Huskies the past 2 years. You lost all 3 of them. You never made that next step. And yes, it's Oregon State, and you already beaten them in the past couple of years, but your team now is not playing at a high level. You've got to just come in and take care of business and blow somebody out. You sort of reset the standard, because it's going to start wearing in someone's in the locker room. It's going to start wearing in someone's head that maybe we aren't that good. Maybe we, kids 18 to 22, mental games outside of Dillinger, because like 20,000 years old, 29, I believe. Been there forever, honest triple doctorate. But for the most part, you got kids, and if they start having that doubt in their mind, it's going to creep in, and it's going to rise up at the wrong time. So you need to come out there and just body bag someone, keep the starters in, get them this feeling right, because Big Ten play, yeah, you're going to have your Northwesterns, your Minnesotas, but Indiana, who knows? And Illinois just beat Kansas. Nebraska's looking good. Michigan State's going to be feisty, I think. Rutgers is playing well. You're going to have you're going to have to be ready to play. And you can't just wait around. It's not, honestly, it's not like the Pac-12. Yeah, they had great teams, but they don't play defense, and you can just outscore somebody. You're not outscoring anybody right now. You've got to figure out how to be tough.
Yeah.